Plays 1 to 5 players and takes about 40 to 100 minutes to play, and this is a game all about engine building and area control. And the way this game works is that players are each going to be controlling their own asymmetrical character, and the way that they are asymmetrical is the way that they generate resources. There's a few different types of resources that you can generate in the game, and each player is going to be starting with a certain amount that they are going to generate depending on different in-game actions or depending on which phase is currently happening within the game's round. Players are going to be starting with some sort of combination, but then they'll be able to add cards to their player board in those 4 different areas in order to extend those areas and increase the amount of resources that they'll gain anytime any one of those areas is triggered. And the game plays over a series of rounds, and there's 4 phases for each round, and the first one is the generate resources phase, where players are going to generate resources depending on how they've structured their player board so far. And the play area is going to be set up with a number of different districts, each with their own set of actions, and performing actions in those different areas may be one of the triggers for generating some of the resources on your player board. But then there's also this area in the middle where players will be competing for area control and to build different structures for victory points. And then the area in the back has this really neat vertical board where players will be able to get their cubes out on the board and be able to upgrade those cubes into the higher levels in order to earn more victory points at the end of the game. But the second phase is the leader placement, where players will be able to place one of their leaders out in the different action spaces on the districts. Usually that amounts to generating more resources. After that, players will be taking turns putting out their regular workers, and that will allow players to gain more cards to add to their player board, or to put different cubes out on the main area in the middle where they can do area control. Or instead, they can use an action to spend the resources that they've generated so far in order to build different structures, and the more resources that you're able to contribute to your structure, the higher it will be, and that will earn you more victory points at the end of the game. This is also the way you'll be able to get those cubes out on that vertical board. And then the fourth phase is simply to take all your workers back, and then the next round will continue. The game ends once all the structures have been spent, and players will gain points from the structures that they've built, the areas that they have influence on, and the set collection for different icons on the different cards.